enhancement module or smoke bomb he skips, I take the enhancement module. I do have a bunch of level tanks that I can get rid of pretty efficiently, so why not start doing that and getting some extra money? What do I really have on the opponent's side that can get smoked easily? Like, if he puts another shield here, how much will that smoke bomb accomplish? There's not really any realistic way that I can get these things down unless I put like a scorpion here, or maybe even here, but I guess it would more likely target this marksman or these crawlers, instead of trying to go for this marksman and punch through the barrier. Anyhow, replicating crawler does drop. Definitely a good choice for my opponent. He has a lot of crawlers on the field. And I don't have replicate. I start dropping the fortresses again. And we'll see. AoE definitely takes care of this wave of crawlers. The fortresses now have anti-aircraft missiles. And my entire force is basically missiles at this point, it feels like. I can even give the Vulcans some missiles if I want to. I did level this one with the enhancement module, which should give me a good amount of money in the future. Now, the wasp spawns are nice, but the anti-aircraft missiles are definitely not bad against them. That said, there isn't enough chaff in order to get rid of all the wasps with my fortresses. So my opponent is definitely moving in, breaking the shields, taking down the higher level marksman here. And these shields aren't going to hold up to concentrated overlord fire. That much is clear. Also, the next wave of wasps are spawning. However, only on this side, and the last overlord goes down. So now there's only a bunch of wasps left, and these wasps aren't going to win against the marksman. If the wasps had come out like another round later, I think I would have lost like 1,000 health. If they had come out a second earlier, I think I would have lost like 1,000 health here at least. Orbital bombardment. Against somebody with wasps, definitely a good option. He's going for it too. I also still have the missile strike. I'm putting the missile strike here because I kinda expect him to sell the wasps. How many times will he allow me to snipe them? And they will probably die to the orbital anyway. I'm starting to pack a good amount of combat powers here. The speed specialist drops, it's definitely going to be good. I'm not entirely sure why he's dropping that missile here on this marksman, because it's not going to do much, but I guess he might want to weaken them for the orbital bombardment. Yeah, that might be the plan. I'm not entirely sure, but it's definitely possible. They will take fewer hits to be destroyed. That is for sure. Well, I think it will only be one fewer hit. I'm dropping shields on my forces because I don't really want those to just get destroyed by the orbital strike, and that kind of nullifies this entire play. So my opponent has gone for range on these overlords. Definitely a good choice, I think. I'm trying to missile this crawler pack here in the front. And yeah, I threw the enhancement module on one of the fortresses now, after selling and rebuying the Vulcan and getting a bunch of extra money. Also, my chaff has levels and it has impact drill, which should hopefully be doing good against his crawlers. He does not have impact drill, interestingly enough. I think if you're running replicate, you definitely have to run impact drill, but I might be wrong. Anyway, the wasps now have shields, and that makes them a whole lot more dangerous. Definitely a whole lot better against the marksman, like twice as good literally. My hits with the orbital strike aren't all that good, and these wasps are actually surviving. They did survive the missile strikes because they do 900 damage per piece, or per explosion. They have 906 health. So I guess that is a bit of a break point, even without defense enhancement. I didn't notice that before. That said, I am once again able to get rid of the majority of wasps. However, not all of these wasps. And unfortunately, I was not able to get this tower in time. So in the end, I do still get a tower debuff, as my opponent also gets one. But the one marksman is not going to turn this round around. Next turn, Wraith, an option, but not a good option for either player, I would say. Scorpions, pretty bad against his forces. War Factory with Missile Interceptor, probably worth a thought. or just chaff. Or as I see it, chaff clear. These do 250 damage apiece. So if I give them range, they suddenly have 115 units of range, they can actually help me clear some chaff here. And they are chaff themselves. They are pretty high level, so they will level other people's units, or my opponent's units. But I think they were a good investment here. I don't really want to go into war factories against somebody who can just hit launcher Overlord. I end up selling the fortress in the middle, trying to make some more economy here. Hoping that my fangs will do good anti-air. And I don't really need leveled fortresses, I need lots of fortresses for these missiles. They don't scale in damage, depending on what level the fortress is. They are only ever going to be 900 damage per missile strike, or per missile explosion. The amount of fortresses is growing, but also my opponent's overlords are definitely not bad against fortresses. I end up putting missiles on the Vulcans and getting these shields back, or at least one of these shields back. So did he go into any other attacks? No. So his crawlers are kinda now destined to die against my crawlers and not really replicate a lot. Not that they would find much success against these Vulcans here. The war factory is helping, but the question is it going to help enough? There definitely is not much on my side of the field that can actually deal with a war factory. But the combined damage of pretty high level marksmen is actually able to punch through it in a respectable amount of time. I still have some chaff clear left in the rear, but he also still has some wasps left, and they are definitely an issue. The fangs are doing good damage, but they are not enough to take these overlords out. They are, however, able to take everything else out, and the marksmen can deal with the overlords. There is some more wasps spawning, and only one... No, there's actually 3 marksmen left. What am I talking about? They get the next tower debuff. They can chew through this in a short enough amount of time, so no more wasps will be coming. And my opponent goes down to 238 health. Wasp Swarm being offered. I think at this stage it's actually worth picking up for my opponent. He, however, skips. What am I doing here? I was thinking about maybe going for Elite Crawler. It would certainly overwhelm a lot on his side of the field, but I don't think it is really worth it. The War Factory with anti-missile, by the way, cost him 200 supply this turn alone. And I'm not sure if he bought out, but he does not have nearly as much supply as I have this turn. This round. I'm starting to put some more levels into my chaff and giving them subterranean bits so they are faster and won't be killed as efficiently by these Mustangs. I'm once again putting more shields down, but this time I'm putting a shield module, or a barrier module, on the Vulcan here. And then I'm just continuing the fortress drops. Because I think I just need to get rid of all his overlords and his wasps efficiently enough to win one decent round. And then I will have won the match, will I not? We're already on round 10, so things are starting to heat up. My opponent's economy is kinda crippled, whereas my economy is looking pretty good. I'm starting to hit all the buttons here as well. Well, not all the buttons, but the rapid resupply and temp range, temp speed buttons. It's starting to chug a bit, so I will slow the game down a bit. Fire here. Did I go for the fire on the Stormcrawlers? No. So that must be my opponent's fire. I know that's the Vulcans. Oops. Sorry, forgot. The Vulcans must have launched these incendiary missiles. They definitely don't help my poor little fangs over here. I still don't have much against this war factory, but I have a ever-increasing amount of fortresses moving in. And if enough of them shoot, even a level 3 Overlord is starting to feel it. Now it's looking pretty good. I'm not sure if it's going to be the round, because that is a level 3 Overlord, but no, it ends up being the round. Okay. I wasn't sure how far this match was going, but I do end up winning with a good amount of damage on my opponent. I definitely have to say that I was struggling this match. I'm not sure if my opponent could have done much to turn this around. The Wasps definitely were really annoying. And I have played with Mass Fortress against Mass Overlord in the past and was losing. I think what my opponent should have done is drop almost nothing but more Overlords. Because I think that fortresses with anti-air missiles get outscaled by the Overlords, simply because the Overlords will gain more damage as they level, but the fortresses will not. So while the fortresses only scale in health and amount, you can scale the Overlords in health, amount, and damage. Against air targets, at least. I think I didn't go for the right strategy, all things considered, but I was able to make it work because these marksmen were all the damage that I needed. So if I'm stuck against this many Overlords and Wasps again in the future, I think I will try to basically play Fortress-Marksman. Yeah, you learn things as you go by. Anyway, thanks for watching, and until next time.